Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Today I'm going to be doing a BOLC, what is it, Army Officer? Whatever. A BOLC video, which stands for Basic Officer Leadership Course. And as you guys know, I have my girl,
Hey y'all,
Ross, back to give you guys more information on this. So let's get started. So starting off, BOLC is located in ALU, which is in Fort Lee, Virginia. This stands for Army Logistical University. Next up, we went in October 2018. And it's normally 6 months long, but ours was, what, five? Yeah. 5 months because we had to go into the holiday season, so all of our courses were expedited. Now into our living arrangements. You want to talk about what happened to you?
so originally when we left OCS, I went straight to BOLC, so straight to Fort Lee, and I got there that Friday. I went to S1 and they told me that I needed to look for a place to stay, and instantly I'm like, I was told I was going to stay at the hotel right across the street, and they said, nope, we don't have any funding for you, so you got to find you a place to stay. So I stayed in the hotel for like a week, and my sister helped me look for a place to stay.
Yeah, so that was kind of my story too. After OCS, literally all of our cadre was like, you guys are going to be put in hotels, don't worry about it, you're set, just go up there, right?
Yep.
So I took about a week of leave, and I went back to Texas. Now, about 3 days prior to me going to Fort Lee, we were all in a group chat and somebody sent out a text, hey, you guys, they're not going to give us places to live. So like everybody's panicking at this point because I had technically about 3 days to get to Fort Lee and I had no place to stay. So unfortunately for me, I think I was in a hotel for actually it was longer than a week. And that's coming all out of pocket.
All out of pocket.
And that's what's rough because every day and then you gotta have food too. Like it built up so quickly, and honestly, you don't even get reimbursed until
Later on when you do your paperwork.
Yeah, it'd be weeks until you get that money back.
Yeah.
So.
And they didn't tell you that it's considered a PCS move when you're going from Fort Benning? Fort Benning. Yeah. Sorry, OCS. They don't tell you that that's a PCS move to Fort Lee. So you are entitled to get your household goods moved. You are entitled to get your household goods moved. I purchased an entire 1-bedroom apartment worth of furniture. Highly not recommended.
Yeah. Also, so when you get to BOLC though, if your class has not started, you do this thing called snowbirding.
Snowbird.
Okay, I got it right. Snowbirding, which means you're basically kind of chilling. Like I think you show up for PT in the morning, accountability, and then the rest of the day, I don't even think we got tasks.
Well, some people did, so you got put on details.
Right.
But if you didn't, you were on call. So
basically you chilling wherever you at. So I had days in the hotels just doing nothing.
Just chilling.
Yeah, but you guys rotate shifts and everything. So depending on how long your course is, you'll be snowbirding. Afterwards, if you're not going to your next place, it's called blackbirding. So you already completed the course, but you're
waiting to go to your next duty assignment, or you might be going to a school after, like airborne or rigger. You might be going to a whole nother course, and so then you're blackbirding until you go.
Yeah. Okay, what does a typical day look like in BOLC?
Well, we gotta start from PT. So you go to PT.
Yeah, that's true.
If your company does PT.
And child, is cold. It's Virginia.
Well,
we were there for winter though.
Yeah,
it was cold.
It was very cold. However, we started PT. You know, you got your personal hygiene time. You go home, clean up, and then school starts at 9:09.
Yeah.
And you're rocking until you're done.
Was it 9 to 5 or no? Some days it was later.
Sometimes it was 08 till complete, and most days it was 09 until complete. So some days it was shorter than most, but most days were.
Yeah. And how many classes did we have a day? You remember? Or was it just one class at a time?
So it depended on the hours of instruction. So they would maybe Army riding was literally a 2-day block of instruction. So they would tell us, okay, we're going to do Army riding from 08 to 11, you're gonna have lunch, and then when you come back, we might have like a briefing done by the cadre of ALU, and then the next day you would come and do the remainder of the Army writing. So it all depended on the course that you were going to be doing.
Yeah.
But they lay that they lay all of that out for you, like what courses you're going to be doing.
Yeah. And class was like, I mean, you get to learn. It's not too big of a class. I think it's like 20-some people.
Yeah.
Like really, they take you from OCS or ROTC and what else? West Pointers. Yeah. And they stick you all in classes, but like you can get broken up. So not everybody you went to OCS with is gonna be in the same class.
Yeah.
We was together. Gee. Okay, so what were the challenges?
Oh. You want me to start?
Go ahead.
I'm much older. And I don't play nice with the other kids because they literally were kids. And so I just wanted to come in, do schoolwork, go home, and relax. Like, that was it. And your performance, your interaction with others is evaluated as well.
Yeah, we'll get into that. For me, I mean, it was just a lot of school, or a lot of information really fast being thrown at you, and then you got test days. But luckily, I don't know if it's for everything or was it just for ours because it's expedited, but you have like cheat sheets or whatever. Like you can.
We made those cheat
book.
sheets. So we made the cheat sheets, but most of it is open book.
Most of it. So it's not horrible. It's just in older times.
Ugh.
And I'm a horrible time test taker.
So people think that, okay, oh, it's open book, I'm gonna be fine. It's the amount of time that it takes you to look for the answer and
how much information.
Yeah.
Within like an hour or two.
Yeah. A lot.
That was rough.
Yeah. And you could see the stress on everybody's face. If you didn't know the information, you were pretty much stressed.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's doable.
That is a good tip though. Yeah. If when you make your own study guides, like organized
and share them with your battles. Share them with your battles. You might be really good at taking notes, so your organization skills will help somebody else. So share them with your battles.
Definitely, we had them passing out. Hey, give me that.
they helped a lot for sure.
Okay. Oh, fun. Okay, so how is OCS or BOLC different than OCS?
A lot.
Yeah. So for me, OCS was both mental and physical, like challenged. BOLC was just strictly mental. And it's like, you're not fully, yes, you're in trade-off, but you're not fully in trade-off. Like, it's nobody telling you what you can and cannot wear, can eat or not eat.
You're now an officer. So
that part.
They're treating you as such. So your judgment it needs to be on point and you need to focus. So like,
you're free to travel too. Like, all the East Coast. Oh, good times.
Just as long as you're in the right place at the right time with the right uniform, you're pretty much okay for BOLC.
Yeah. So let's go back to, she was talking about you get evaluated on how you treat people. So here's some advice for you guys. Actually, it's rough because
we hung together, so we had the same type of vibe. It was like, hey, look, I see you when I see you. I don't when I don't. If you weren't doing the extra stuff with everybody, you didn't stand out. And we had a hard time doing that because we're grown. And we were civilians before, so I think it's a little bit easier for people that were maybe prior service to have more camaraderie with each other and try to get each other together. We were just like hands off.
And like I said, it is literally ROTC, it's OCS and West Pointers all coming within the same courses. So some people, like how we came from OCS, some people are coming from West Point together and school, they know each other and they click. And it's a whole bunch of clicks. And in the end, you get evaluated. It's called your peer review, where everyone gets to talk about how they feel about you.
And you see it.
Yeah, they gonna show you.
You see it.
So if you're one of those quiet little mice and like, I don't know what she knows, or if you're one of those really strong-headed.
What was the one that kind of made your eyebrow go up the most? What comment for you? I'll tell you mine when you're done.
I feel like, I don't know. Okay, so I'm gonna tell y'all, I went to class and I chilled. Like, we was rocking, but I was chilling.
She was chilling.
Like, I'm not one to be like, oh yeah, I know the answer, because I didn't. I was lost. I was so lost. So one of the comments for me was like, I just don't know what she knows. They said she cool, but I don't know what she knows. I'm like, yeah, you right, bro, because I'll be chilling.
Oh, the one for me that got me, and I've only heard it since I've been in the military, but she's super sassy. I was like, sassy is for dogs and babies.
That's what I'm about to say. What they mean sassy?
She is super, super sassy. And I'm like,
child,
I just probably didn't like you. However,
period.
Let's get that clear.
Period.
So that for me was, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, our advice for you guys though is, I mean, if you're not a people person, just, I don't like the whole play the game. Just don't be rude or don't do anything that people are gonna be like, ugh. Because honestly, we run into each other. It's so crazy.
Don't be nasty. Do not be nasty.
You are gonna run into each other again.
People remember how you make them feel, and you will see them again. You will see your battles again.
It is so
even if
true.
they do like rotations, because like you've seen a couple. I've seen a couple. They've been here on rotation
out here in Germany.
Yeah, asking, hey, you know, what is there fun to do, or can you help me out with something at work? Like, they're here.
Yeah. So just make a good lasting impression.
Yeah.
Other advice for you guys is stay focused.
Yeah.
Have some type of discipline. And I say that because sometimes you'll be in formation, like I'm talking PT in the morning, 6:30, and all you smell is alcohol. Somebody is on a Wednesday.
Girl, on a Monday.
On a Tuesday, it don't matter. It's just like, I don't know. And that's another thing. There's, I don't want to say the exact clique, but a certain group of people that were at BOLC, they were still kind of very much in their college phase.
Frat
like that.
boy mentality.
Yeah, so they weren't, I don't think they were very mature, and it showed. So
you gotta have discipline. Like,
yeah,
that's not okay. You are a replication. You are a replica of the United States military. Like,
always.
This is who we are, and if people are seeing that, they think that's okay, and it's not okay. Discipline, discipline, discipline. Even the hotel, you know how they put them all together.
That part. Okay. So those that were lucky enough to get in the hotel, because we weren't. We struggled, had to go find apartments.
Pay bills.
Look, so a lot of them they were able to get in the on-post hotel. Now, that being said, they have both offices in there and they have enlisted people or enlisted personnel. Okay, we said this in OCS too, like in our OCS video. Just be smart. This whole one, fraternization, but two, the alcohol that you're allowed to have in the, or you are allowed to, I don't know, I was in a hotel.
Yeah.
I'm assuming, yes, in a hotel.
Yeah. Open bar. Open bar.
I'm just saying, like, nothing is worth losing your career over.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't just go through whatever phase you just came through to get to BOLC, and then now you going under investigation for something. Like, leave the enlisted alone.
You gotta keep hold of yourself. Like, even now, I know it's still going on at that hotel because I have a brand new Sergeant First Class that came over to report to my unit, and he was saying how belligerent the new LTs were while drinking and fraternizing. So it's still going on. So we gotta clamp that down.
Do better.
Yeah, we gotta
do better as officers.
As a whole, I would say for me it was ammo. Ammo was tough.
Yeah.
It was so condensed. A lot of information.
Mm-hmm.
I love
math.
math.
A lot of calculations.
I love math, but that was not math. That was a lot of calculations.
Remember those charts? He had I mean, and if you made one thing wrong, if one thing is off, you would have to go.
The whole answer is wrong.
Like, everything below it is off.
It was so hard. That test was so long, but it seemed so quick.
It was 3 hours. I remember I was struggling on that.
We was sitting in the corner. Yeah, I
said, did I pass?
We passed.
Oh Lord,
ammo was rough.
But when we, like, our first day there, he was like, oh yeah, normally people that go into the ammo field or their MOS or whatever, I think he said 6 months. They have 6 months of training, and we had to learn it
in 3 days. It was 3 days. It was supposed to be 5 days, but we had 3 days.
I think it was 4. I think it was 4 days, and then we learned on the 5, or we had to take the test on the 5th day. Regardless, it was under a week actually, that we had to learn basically 6 months of material and then test on it.
It was rough.
So that's what we mean. It's like boom, boom,
we had these old raggedy computers that we had to do it on. I was like,
yeah, it was rough days.
I think the funnest one was when we did Fix Mix, so we had to compete for the. Oh come on! It was so fun. Fix Mix. I really did like the instructor. She was tough.
Okay.
But I liked it.
It's working with some people. I think it depends. Like, let me, because I don't want to sound bitter. It depends on your group.
My group
if
was
you have
awesome.
a good group, exactly. We talked about this.
My group.
I said, girl, I'm struggling. Because you had a good group, and I was like,
I didn't know a thing, and they knew everything, but they took their time with me. And every morning we would bring coffee to each other. We'd bring donuts, and it was rough.
I had the ones that were like low key selfish. That like if they knew something, they were gonna help. Like they want to be like the shiners or like the
we only
stars.
had one of those, and we quickly got him together. We were like, look, dude,
it depends.
My group was awesome. However, it was the total opposite when we had to do Capstone.
Yeah, let's talk about Capstone. Okay, so Capstone is that last hurrah. It's like your big project. I think everything you learned is now combined into a project at the end of like right before you graduate.
So you get like an op order. You're getting an op order, and then you're basically breaking it down, but you're the one breaking it down in its entirety.
Yep, and you are in a group.
Yeah.
And you remember like the grid? They put like this big grid on the floor, and you had it was like crazy. But you had to brief. You had to brief like the major or something. Like you had other higher ranking.
Everybody had different people that you had to brief. Yeah. So wait, we briefed as a whole group, and then your separate capstone was when you had to brief separately. So we had two.
It's two, yeah.
It was. Listen, throw the whole capstone away. Throw the whole capstone away.
I was lost.
But I passed.
Ooh, barely.
Throw the whole capstone away.
But you know what's so crazy? I was struggling the entire time doing like the whole, because it was literally the consolidation of everything you learned. But I got like a 90 something on the the one by myself, and I didn't feel like I did good. So thank you whoever did that, who scored me. But like for real, I
didn't do as well as her.
I remember we was in a hotel, like the whole group, and we were like struggling. We were trying to get everything together for the morning.
Oh, then we had our dining in.
Something like that. Yeah, we did.
And we still had to do it. We had to do a project. Oh, people were so drunk trying to.
It was a lot. But I don't know. He gave me a 90 something. I said, okay, Jesus, come on. Hey man, won't he do it? I still don't know. I can't tell you what I bring it to.
But I will tell you that whole, even though I was lost the entire BOLC, when I got to my first duty station, I still felt like I was ahead of the game, like knowledge wise.
Yeah.
So like I still had questions, plenty of them, but like it was just certain stuff that was starting to click. So I was like,
and that's what's so cool. Like we're sitting here now.
Yeah.
And then when we think back on BOLC, we're like, oh, that's what they was talking about. Because I was when I say I was lost, I was more than lost. Like,
in the sauce.
I didn't understand what was going on. But like, once you're actually in your job, you're like, oh, okay, that's not as bad.
Like, I think they maybe just did not explain it because I wasn't getting it.
I wasn't.
And we would have conversations like,
girl. What he said.
And I was like, I don't know. And I think she would think that I was like playing that I didn't know because everybody thought I was smart, but I'm just like,
look, they said they didn't know what I knew. I knew nothing.
I legit didn't know. So yeah, like for me it was those two. One was
yeah. But the fun things about like BOLC is, like I said, you're on the East Coast, so we were there for holidays.
3 days and 4 days. It was pathetic.
Child, when I say I was in DC and they got some good soul food, and what else is on the East Coast? I mean,
New York. I went to New York. That was fun. I went. Of course, I went back home. I went to see my sister. Like it. You've got plenty of time. Well, we had plenty of time. We went. We had so many 3 days and 4 days.
Yeah, that was. Also, some events that happened during BOLC. Okay. You do go to the field. It's 3 weeks. First 2 weeks you were in classes, and then the last week you're really in the field. So what I'm saying is, like, you go to class, which is technically in the field, but you go home every night for 2 weeks. But that third week you out there.
So disclaimer, we weren't supposed to go home. But the weather was really, really, really bad.
Let's talk about it. Because I remember, because I'm a Texas girl, I don't do the cold, right? So anything under 50s, my body feels, right?
I'm a Florida girl.
Look, we don't do that. So it was a little too cold, too little nippy.
Nipply.
One day, right? And I was like, okay, they got to send us home.
Got to.
And it was already worried it was going out because the trade-off, you can't have students out there under like a certain temperature. I'll tell you right now, because I remember I checked my phone in the morning, it was 17 degrees, 17. And then the thing is, because it's like wet, like the moisture in your tent, in your individual tent, man, I try to come out, I try to unzip it, bro, all I heard was just ice falling.
My tent poles were stuck together, so I had to like blow on them to get them defrosted.
And gloves don't do nothing. Like I tell you, I could not
Don't
feel.
worry.
I can't feel a thing.
I did have heat warmers though for my hands and my feet.
Turn a day. Yeah, I had. Ooh,
Worked wonders. What?
Okay, we're gonna talk about hot warmers real quick because it was cold, right? So we had some hot warmers, but we put them. Oh, I still got a scar.
I still have my burn.
Don't put hot warmers on your flesh because we put them somewhere and now I got a scar for life.
I still have my scar.
Yeah. I don't know why
Don't do
that
that.
just came up.
It was really warm though.
It felt so good. I need some cocoa butters.
You would have thought I would have learned because I did that with one of the MRE heaters.
No, that's too hot.
Just don't.
Oh, that's
do it.
funny. I forgot about that. Yeah, good times. A little scar. It's all right.
So yeah, the first 2 weeks are field craft. Like you're in and out of the field. You're supposed to stay in the field, but this is where you're doing land nav, night to day. So you have 4 hours to find 5 points. Course is so much easier than the one that's at OCS.
Hey man.
I still have PTSD.
I remember.
Yeah. We did the range. We did doing, I guess, base station, like learning how to set up C-wire and dig holes, and yeah, we did that for the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, compared to OCS, it's light work. It is a breeze.
It's annoying.
But it was cold. That's my biggest thing. If I'm not cold, I'm fine.
It was freezing. The last week of the field, that's when we went to Fort Pickett. And that's where you stayed. Like they transported us. We took our own vehicles as well. Not POVs, but military vehicles out there to Fort Pickett, and you stayed there.
And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, you get different roles.
Yes.
So you're doing a full, like you said, base station, but
you're doing a full-on field exercise to where like you're doing log stats, somebody's setting up the talk, you guys are setting up the tents,
or you're just pulling
security the whole time. Then you're running missions, so each one of your logistical fields, I guess I want to say. So ordnance would go take a mission, transpo would go take a mission, and so on and so forth. Yeah, so we would go take missions, and on that mission we would have Op 4, we would have you know, you're the TC, we would have drivers there for us, so we didn't drive, but drivers were there provided for us, but the TC and the back crew, you know, you were on your mission. So a whole week of that.
So you know what Op 4 is, right? Op 4 is, say people are getting attacked, or you're pulling whatever you're doing, security, right? Op 4 is basically like the enemy. You are acting as the enemy to come attack basically your battle buddies. Yeah. But that is lit. Like that is, everybody wants to be Op 4 because you get to go in and, you know, mess with your friends if you have.
We were praying like every day, like, please let us be Op 4 today, because it was literally by your classes, like, who got to do Op 4. So we were like, is it our day to do Op 4? Because you can eat snacks and just...
It's fun. You're doing less work as a whole. You're not out there digging.
You should be doing more work because you should be watching the enemy. However,
that was lit.
It was cold, and whatever way we could feel
I had my Uncrustables, my sandwiches. You had a little pot.
My jet stove, my jet boil.
Chilling. Straight chilling.
Yeah.
And another thing, like OCS, you do get a social.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, hey,
she was a total party pooper. She hated it, but
and I said, like, I don't like people. I'm a people person.
She hated it. Well, the skit was super corny. However, and the food was gross.
That part.
But getting
we got Panda Express after. That's what you're talking about. We got Panda Express right after.
We had to,
or before.
Before.
Yeah, we used to.
It was a social.
ALU has really 2 parking lots. A 2?
4 actually.
Yeah, but it's like the big one and then it's like a small one.
Yeah.
Right? And the small one is the one that's really close to the entrance. So you know you want to get those are the good parking spots, right? Child, if you about 5 minutes late, not even
if
5.
You're on time.
If you on time, the parking lot's already full.
You gotta use the back one, and that's far.
I just know because if I left my house 5 minutes late, I would still be on time. But by the time I get to the parking lot, now I gotta go all the way down to parking lot, what, number 4?
Was that the number?
Girl, I don't know. I think it was alphabetical.
I think it was letters.
I think it was D.
Ugh.
Either way, now you all the way in the back. And that walk, child, that walk.
There's little sideways and breezeways,
But you can't cut in the grass either.
No.
Because you in OCPs.
no. So
Sidewalks.
you walking for a minute.
That's another 5 to 8 minutes. Depending on how you walk.
So you're really 10 minutes late.
Really though. So that's another tip. Get there early.
Yeah.
Because if you're early, you're on time.
That's
if you're
right.
on time, you're late. Ooh. Bars.
Now that's right.
Like I said again, guys, thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you have any further questions, comment down below and I will be sure to reply to them. And there you have it. BOLC.
See ya.
Peace. Is that what you're meant to do? Or you want to pick it up when you start yet?
No, I meant to. Ooh. You all right? Did you mean to do that? We didn't start yet.
Girl, I kind of slid down.
It cups your butt. Okay.
I wasn't ready. Okay.
Can we
Can I
talk?
get some more?
Oh yes. Look, because you're scaring me.
No, it's just a little fluff.
Girl, I thought it was a bug.
Girl, no.